Okay.
Welcome back to Ball Street. It's lovely to have you. Joining me on the show today, Chris Henage to pick the team. Sorry. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Lauren.
Chris joins me on Skype.
Mondo goal.com.
Close enough. Chris, guess how many points we got last week?
89.
Close. We got 90.
No way.
That's the way football goes, I suppose, isn't it? It's good to have Kristen on the show this week. Kristen's football knowledge, I'd say, is 10. Do you know the fixtures this weekend?
Yes, I've got them up.
But what about the fixtures?
I've now got them up.
Right, great. If you were to go for a goalkeeper this weekend, who would you go for?
Jack Butland jumped out at me.
Why?
Because he's been in very good form, and they've got Watford.
A lot of money's paid for a goalkeeper though, 9.3 million.
It was. The only other one that jumped out at me was Lucas Fabianski. I think Swansea are winless in 6, if I remember that right.
Great.
So they will see... Well, that's the thing. They will see Villa as a chance to redress that.
But will Villa see them as a chance to redress that?
Probably not. Villa Park's a tough place to go for the home team at the minute.
Goalkeeper it is, Fabianski.
I'd quite like Bellerin at right back because I think he gets decent points because he's an attacking fullback.
Robbie will like that.
This is the debate. Do you go with 4 fullbacks because they're more likely to win you points, or do you try and get centre-backs in the hope that your teams keep clean sheets?
What about someone like Russell Martin?
He was shocking at the weekend. He was really... That defence in general was really poor at the weekend.
You'd think that they want to redress that though, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, you know... All the good intention in the world isn't going to change the fact they're a poor defensive.
What about...
I don't think it was lack of care that got them beat 6-2 at the weekend.
Good point.
Craig Dawson could be good. I would consider Craig Dawson there.
All right, I'll put Craig Dawson in there for now. What about... No, you see, you can't go as Pilaqueta. I'm only allowed players from one day, and they're playing on the 24th. Okay.
Right, okay, that changes things. Although, yeah, no, I was going to pick a few Tottenham players, but that rules them out.
Good.
Maybe go for Glenn Johnson.
Do you think?
He's got the most assists, or he's joint top for assists as a defender.
We're putting a Stoke player in there. That's unusual.
Mahrez has got to be in there.
Okay. Because he's playing Crystal Palace.
I would say Payet goes in there as well.
Yeah, 14.6 million.
He is, but you've got to think of the teams available to us on a Saturday. There's not many teams with big hitters.
Good point.
No, I don't trust Ross Barkley.
What about Cabaye against Leicester?
Yeah. Because if they get a penalty, it's pretty much...
nailed on to be him, and he's only 7 million, leaving us with 35 million to spend for the final 4 players.
I was going to plump for Wes Hoolahan.
Moving on, let's go to football and go to the front of football, the very top of football, forwards. Now, who would you go for here, Kristen? Out of the 27 million we have to spend, Alexis Sanchez.
I'd say yes, you can.
Can I also choose Jamie Vardy, or are we not saying yes to Vards?
It means we've got not much left on the last striker in theory.
Yeah.
Something silly like 5 million.
Which would mean that actually we'd have to go back to the defence and look at whether we can get cheaper players for a better price. So would you like to go with Ayew?
Well, he's not cheap, that's the thing.
How much is he?
Whether we try.
Yeah, but will Berahino score? Yeah, probably actually. Against Norwich.
Against Norwich, that's not an unheard of. The only thing to consider with him is 76% of his goals come at home. The more I think about Berahino, the more unnerved I get.
This is hard.
Switch Gusted in and then go back to the midfield and put Sarko in the hope that Palace do. Because the thing I think about Palace are good away from home because the counter-attack.
So would you put him in ahead of Hoolahan?
Yeah, he would be the upgrade.
I've not got enough money. He's 11.4. But if we were to get rid of Sacco...
Cameron.
This is how actual fantasy football works. This is different to all the other weeks, because normally we just get our team given to us. So you go,
Jordan Amavi.
Jordan Amavi for Aston Villa. Seriously?
Good attacking fullback.
Against Swansea.
You can't lose.
Yeah, but then we've got 2 other Swansea players in there, so we are betting against ourselves if we go with Amavi.
Alan Nye of Watford.
Have we tried to be too clever, or are you happy with that team?
I'm always trying to be too clever. I tell you. Boy, I am. I tell you who the other one I was going to suggest as a random one was Diamersi and Mbakani.
Instead of Juve.
Let's sack Juve and let's get Mbakani in just in case.
How many managers have said that down the years?
His first name is literally thank God.
And that goes well with the other players who have done well this week, like Success and people like that. Niche reference, I'll give you that.
The connection's dropped massive on my end. Your face looks like a PlayStation 1 game. That's the best way to put it.
Never has there been such a good insult. Do you hear that, Paul? Your face looks like a PlayStation 1 game. Any messages for the Redmen? I'm going to cut that together now. Chris, you look like a bad guy from Mission Impossible on N64. Being an MLS expert, what would you go for to watch this weekend?
Seattle Real Salt Lake could be their equivalent of a relegation battle in the sense that Seattle are on the cusp of the playoffs. And if they tank it, whoa. And it's at a decent time, it's 11 o'clock, so you can get in bed and just kind of flick it on before you fall asleep.
What about the game? That's good. Can I do a shout out to Robbie? Hey, Robbie, come down a little bit. What do you think?
Yet again, he can't do it himself, so he's had to bring someone else to help him. But it's all good, you know what I mean? I don't blame him. Might get a bit of expertise in as well.
How many points did you get last week, Robbie?
Shut up. Oh, right. Right, let's have a look. Fabianski. Who the Swansea got?
Swansea have Aston Villa.
Villa, all right. That's a good shout to have Fabianski.
Thanks, there we go, yeah.
Craig Dawson.
Come on, what's your problem?
Watford all right, man.
Watford are all right. Hence why we've picked Nyom. In midfield, we're going Mahrez.
Not a bad shout.
Cabaye.
Not bad.
Is this your team?
Andre Ayew.
Andre Ayew.
Hasn't really been performing recently.
But he will. Sacco, of course.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Sanchez, well, you know.
Everyone picks Sanchez, right?
Vardy's a good shout.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a decent team. It's all right. You know what I mean? You're taking a lot of chances there.
We are.
You're taking a lot of chances. You're gambling, mate.
Did you go much more solid?
You're gambling. And by the way, the only reason you got more points than me last week, only by about 20, was because I had three...
only by about 20. I remember the week when we came well behind you, Robbie.
No, wait a minute. And actually, I had 3 players. I got 0 points for them because they didn't play.
But we might get...
selected. Gabriel didn't play.
That's why we've got so many weird picks this week, is because we're worried about the Champions League football and that they won't play. Do you think Sanchez will play on the weekend against Everton?
Yeah, he'll play. He'll play.
Vardy.
Not a bad team up front, but...
From there backwards, you're negative.
I ain't having that. Good luck with that, mate.
Robbie, thank you, man. Thank you. Off he goes. Go to his channel. Watch him. ROBBIE at ARSENAL TV.
A really hard-hitting colonoscopy channel.
This week, we're going through the keys hole where we...
You join me this week?
Yeah. Kristen, where can people go find you?
I'm on Twitter at KHENEAGE.
Just before you leave, what's going on in MLS this season?
A lot. It's the year of Giovinco. He's just destroying everyone that he comes up against. And the funny thing is, at the minute, it's the duality of those who buy big marquee names and those who don't spend much at all. And the ones that don't spend much at all are actually top of the table.
And that is why our team's going to do well this week, right?
That's the approach I've gone for.
You heard it, guys. We'll see you again soon on Ball Street.
Definitely want to do that colonoscopy channel.